Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Metropolis Radio, and today we are going to be talking about Battlefield 2042, because apparently Battlefield 2042 is apparently so broken that Steam has actually issued refunds. And when did Battlefield 2042 came out? I believe it came out in November 2021. Let me verify that. Battlefield 2042. Not to be confused with the, November 19, 2021. Not to be confused with the original Battlefield 2042, or was it Battlefield 2043? I don't remember. I think it originally started as a mod to the Battlefield 1942. You know, way back in the day. You know, I had Battlefield 1942. You know, but again, this was many years ago, and it was great. But anyway, let's get right back into Battlefield 2042 that released in November of 2021. Battlefield 2042 is so buggy months after launch that Steam is issuing refunds for the game well outside of its usual 14-day refund window. Battlefield 2042 has only been out for a couple of months, but it's apparently so broken that Steam is issuing refunds to those who ask for them. The launch of Battlefield 2042 was a buggy mess, and it seems like not much has improved since then. The fact that Steam is willing to issue refunds suggests that the bugs are much more than just simple graphical glitches or quote-unquote funny accidents, or in the words of Bob Ross, happy accidents. You know, if you're gonna have a multiplayer only game, the last thing that you want is to launch that type of game in an absolute buggy mess. Because see, now if you get people like Darkside Phil, you know, even though like he's absolutely terrible at games, he has like the perfect excuse for why he sucks at Battlefield 2042. It's not his lack of skill, it's not his lack of ingenuity, it's the game's fault, because it's so fucking buggy. Originally slated to launch in October of 2021, Battlefield 2042's launch was postponed to November, with an open beta test in October instead. The open beta attracted millions of players, and the team at DICE put out a lengthy blog post afterwards detailing everything it had learned from player feedback and what changes it would make to the game before launch. That one beta weekend may not have been enough, however, as Battlefield 2042 still launched with a long list of bugs. I mean, what game from EA hasn't? Does anybody remember how Mass Effect Andromeda launched? You know, that game was a buggy fucking mess too. Gamers have voiced their frustrations on social media, of course, and some have gone so far as to ask for their money back, citing the game's brokenness. While this sort of thing happens in isolated cases with many games, for Battlefield 2042, those decrying the bugs may have a legitimate grievance. A report from Charlie Intel says that users who are asking for refunds on Steam are, in fact, getting them. Steam does offer refunds for most purchases, but only within 14 days of the initial purchase and with a playtime of less than 2 hours. It seems that in the case of Battlefield 2042, Steam is willing to look past its requirements and grant refunds based on the buggy nature of the game. Some of the bugs in Battlefield 2042 are particularly bad, so it does make sense that gamers would want a refund for a game that, in some cases, they've been completely unable to play. It's surprising that Steam is willing to bend its own rules to give refunds for the game, but that may speak to just how unplayable the game might be for some. When games come out broken, oftentimes gamers respond by quote-unquote review bombing, or leaving a flood of bad reviews warning others to stay away from the game and bringing down scores on review sites, as they fucking should. If a multiplayer-only game is an absolute buggy mess, then you, as the potential consumer, have the right to know that it is a buggy, unfinished mess. While this has sometimes been done as a form of protest for certain DRM software, Battlefield 2042 is unquestionably full of bugs. So in this case, the negative reviews may just be honest critiques of the game. Battlefield 2042 has become one of Steam's worst. Battlefield 2042 has become one of Steam's worst, is issuing refunds outside of its usual window for what is now one of Steam's worst reviewed games. Then that serves to prove that Battlefield 2042 is, in fact, broken and perhaps needed more development time. The road for Battlefield 2042 certainly seems like a rocky one. Patches and updates have helped, but gamers are still angrily calling on the development team to fix the game, to the point that the Battlefield 2042 subreddit may be locked to stem the tide. Here's hoping the dev team can find a way to satisfy demanding players and make Battlefield 2042 the game it should have been at launch. So wait, so gamers voicing their frustrations on subreddits are bad for a game that people spent $60 and even maybe $70 on? No, that's bad. You know, you can't. Don't tell us how bad the game is. Tell us how courageous we are for testing out this new idea of a multiplayer only Battlefield game. Even though Battlefield only recently started dabbling into the single player. I believe it started with Bad Company. I could be wrong. I believe Battlefield 2 on the Xbox 360 had a single player game. Anyway, I'm getting off topic, but actually the funny part is, like, within like a day or two of that news breaking, apparently a GameStop glitch caused Battlefield 2042 to be quote unquote appropriately priced. Just hear this out. 3-month-old Battlefield 2042 was allegedly priced at $5 at GameStop, which some players believe to be a fair price for the controversial game. Well, yeah, you have a broken, buggy mess of a multiplayer-only game. Yeah, I think $5 is a fair price for it. But let's dig into it. An alleged GameStop pricing error incorrectly listed Battlefield 2042 at a price of just $5 USD, which some fans deem to be appropriate for the troubled game. Battlefield 2042 has been the subject of several discounts since launch, but none so heavy, and it's a bit unclear whether or not this is a sign of dismal post-launch sales, EA trying to get more people on board ahead of the game's first seasonal content update, or a genuine store mix-up. Now, I just want to say this, having a big sale on a game that's like 2 or 3 months old is not uncommon. It's not uncommon to see like a $60 game go on sale for like $35 or $40 like 2 or 3 months later. That has nothing to do with the quality of the game itself. In fact, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, I picked that up on Black Friday, not even a month after launch, and I got that game on sale for $25. And it's not like, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy was being reviewed as this terrible game. You know, it was getting great reviews, not just from the critics, but also from the gamers themselves. So again, a steep discount, 2 or 3 months after launch, not uncommon nowadays. Battlefield 2042 was heavily criticized at launch due to bugs and performance problems, with many feeling the game released in an unfinished state. Some players noted severe server issues, broken gunplay, and a general lack of soul that the Battlefield series is known for. So if you make the game multiplayer only, there's nothing really special to Battlefield. Nice. Nonetheless, DICE is committed to at least 1 year of post-launch content. At the start of January, EA did offer a Battlefield 2042 free trial to Xbox players. It was only for a limited time and was coupled with a discount of the game, but it's unknown how much of a boost it was for the new shooter. Given its negative reception, some eyebrows were raised when an image of Battlefield 2042 for Xbox bearing a retail sticker with a price point of $4.99 surfaced online. I will show that tweet right here. Believed to have first been shared to Reddit, the image has now been posted across the internet as a meme, including by Twitter user GamesNosh. Some suggested that this price was only available in store, but several others who claim to work for or know people who work at GameStop, including Nick Mall and Johnny Highroller, said it was a pricing error that was quickly fixed. Although Battlefield 2042 has been slammed by fans and some critics, it doesn't seem like EA is throwing in the towel quite yet and allowing people to jump in for a few bucks. At the time of writing, a new copy of Battlefield 2042 is $40 at GameStop. But I guarantee you, if you come across a case that has the $4.99 brand new sticker, they'll probably register it in at $4.99 because, again, it is not the consumer's fault that there is a pricing error that is in their favor. So again, you as a consumer, it is not your fault that GameStop mispriced the game. So if you honestly got Battlefield 2042 for $5, more power to you. It's unclear if $40 will remain the permanent price of Battlefield 2042. Oh, probably not. I remember GameStop like really slashing the price on Anthem, like just a few months after launch. I remember, I think it was last Black Friday, they had brand new copies of Anthem. They were selling them for $5, and they still couldn't get rid of Anthem. It was actually rather funny. Anyway, let me restart here. It's unclear if $40 will remain the permanent price of Battlefield 2042, or if EA plans to bring it back up to the $70 players paid at launch. Oh, it's not going to be at $70, I'll tell you that much. If copies aren't selling as fast, it's possible EA will try to fairly price it, so those who are... oh, god damn it. To fairly price, so those who are wary of Battlefield 2042 and its mixed reception will be more easily sold on it. Many are still waiting for certain things to be fixed or improved with Battlefield 2042, but it remains to be seen if or when it will actually happen. As fans reconcile with the current state of Battlefield 2042, it'll be interesting to see if EA can turn it around. DICE was able to successfully redeem Star Wars Battlefront 2 after it had one of the most controversial launches of recent memory, which means the same could be possible again. DICE has done it before. Oh god, I'm gonna have to get some water, guys. I'm gonna have to pause the recording and come right back to this. DICE has done it before, and it could do it again, but it's a feat that will remain to be seen. And guys, what I basically what you know, and what this reminds me of is like, why is the games and software industry held to a completely different standard? You know, if you go to a store and you buy a toaster, and one half of the toaster will not work, it will not heat up, therefore it doesn't toast your bread. Does the retailer tell you, well, tough fucking shit? No, you can usually return your toaster, and you can return the toaster and get your money back. You know, same thing could happen if you buy a fridge that you know, just, you know, after like 2 or 3 days, just the motor craps out on you. Does the manufacturer and retailer tell you tough fucking shit? No, you can usually, you know, return that and get your money back. But when it comes to video games, if it launches in a broken, buggy mess, what do the developers and the retailers tell you? Well, just wait for the patches. You know, it's why is the games industry held to this standard of, oh well, you know, it'll be fixed later, therefore you're not entitled to a refund, blah 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 blah. And I'll tell you this could very well lead to the next gaming crash, because what led to the first gaming crash in 1983? What was one of the big reasons for it? It was a loss in consumer confidence. You had so many crap games coming out, and I get that the video game market back in 1983 was a lot different than it is now. But still, you know, you're having people pay $60-$70 for some of these games. You know, you get burned on 4 or 5 of them, you tend to not forget them. And you know, I know that some retailers, you know, like Best Buy, I remember after Cyberpunk 2077 came out, you know, did actually extend that, hey, anyone who wants to return the game and get a full refund, you could go ahead return and get a full refund. But those are the exceptions and not really the rule. I remember now I understand that this is anecdotal evidence, but there was a game that came out many years ago. It was called Brink. It came out from Bethesda, and the trailer for Brink looked freaking amazing. And you know, you thought it was gonna be like this huge, like it was gonna be this first-person shooter with a bunch of like parkour elements. And then once the game came out, it was entirely different from how it was marketed. And I understand that what I'm about to tell you is anecdotal evidence. I obviously cannot pull up an article or statistics to back this up. But I remember going into a GameStop about a week and a half after Brink launched, and the manager actually admitting to me that, you know, that 95% of the copies of that game that he sold, he got right back as trade-ins. Nobody wanted Brink. But again, you know, if the gaming industry had worked the same way as, you know, every other industry, you know, if the game was advertised one way, but it was actually delivered another way, you should have been able to return and get your money back. Or God forbid, the game launches in such a broken and buggy state that it's outright unplayable. You know, think of Batman Arkham Knight on the PC back in 2015. You know, but no, you're just told, wait for the patches. Just wait for the patches. The patches are coming. The patches are coming. Anyway, guys, that's all I'm gonna stop it right here before I tangent off for way too long. If you stuck around this long, thanks so much for doing so. And if you've been following me along, you know I'm terrible at ending these videos, so I will just see you guys on next time.